welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me for yet another video. Today we are going to be reviewing some PR from a brand called Nailwind. They sent me their fall collection for their gel polishes. We're just going to go ahead and take a look at the back of the package real quick just to see some of the ingredients and the manufacturer information. This kit comes with 8 UV LED soak off gel polishes. It comes with a little booklet that just gives you some how to use, frequently asked questions, how to remove, and other information from the brand. We're going to go ahead and take all of the polishes out of the packaging. On the tops, there are the numbers of the polishes. On the back is a little bit of information, just kind of like about the polishes. On the front, it has the same kind of design as the packaging, and then you get a little bit of a peekaboo window where you can see the color of the polish. Moving right into the swatches, the first one is N1111, and this is a kind of like a beige color. It's a little bit more on the sheer side, and if you look really close, it kind of has like a little bit of like a pearl shimmer, but not like super noticeable. So I don't know if that was just by accident or if it was on purpose. Next we have N1102, and this is the black shade. This was a very creamy, very pigmented black shade. I even had to go back in after putting the first coat before I cured it to wipe some of the black off, just because it was so pigmented. You really did not need much to get full coverage. Next we have N1057, and this is a really pretty like jelly brown color. I really like this one because I haven't seen a lot of like nude or neutral jelly colors. They're usually like really bright, you know, like reds, purples, greens, that sort of thing. So seeing a brown one was definitely pretty neat, and I actually really like this color. Then we have N1122, and it is a clear gel with some really pretty holographic circular pieces of glitter and a little bit of some fine glitter mixed in there as well. Unfortunately, my phone did not pick up how absolutely beautiful these holographic pieces are, but this is definitely like a super sparkly one. Then we have N1028, and this was a really pretty like burgundy / plum color. Definitely a little bit on the sheer side. Even after 2 coats, you still kind of get like the jelly effect. But this color, I mean, I guess it's more of like a fuchsia color, but it's so pretty, and it was definitely one of my favorites from this collection. Next, we have I believe it's 1101. I did not get like a final close-up swatch of it because I somehow forgot to hold it up to the camera, but it's just a very good, very opaque white. Then we have N1051, and this is a really pretty slate gray color. This is probably also, this and the like fuchsia color are probably my 2 favorites, and then the holographic glitter one is probably definitely a close second. But as you can see, it's a very pretty slate color. And here we have N1086, and this is like a really pretty hot Barbie pink color. This one was a tiny bit sheer, but once you put 2 coats on it, it's definitely very opaque. I definitely really like this color as well. And here is the entire collection swatched with 2 coats. As you can see, the brown and the kind of burgundy color are still kind of sheer after 2 coats. So I went ahead and I did my full cover nail tips, and I applied a base coat. So today, for 3 out of the 5 nails, we're going to be going in with a base of the really pretty slate gray color. I really liked this color. I am not really like a neutral tone kind of gal, but when it comes to like bluish grays or greenish grays, I definitely I would say that those are my go-to like neutral tones. But this was a very, if you can see here, it's a very opaque gray. You know, it only needed like a very thin second coat. And so I'm going to be applying the gray to the ring finger, the index finger. Oh yeah, the ring finger, the index finger, and I already did the pinky, as you saw. And I'm going to be applying 2 coats of that. And you're gonna see a lot of me cleaning my cuticles out today. For some reason, I was just so messy this day. And as you can see, there's a little bit of sazon on my skin, on my hands. That's what that orange stuff is. It's just a seasoning, you know, that you use a lot in Hispanic cooking. Some of you may know what that is, some of you may not. But if you're wondering what the bright fluorescent orange is on my hand, it's just a seasoning that I could not get to come off before I started this video. Now, a couple things about these gels while we put the really pretty plum burgundy color on my middle and my thumb. These gel polishes were relatively low odor. I want to start to try to get a little bit more in depth with my reviews on products. Just because now that I'm getting more used to it, I feel like I've been leaving out a lot of information that might be helpful to other do-it-yourselfers like me. So as I said, these are relatively low odor. Of course, you're still going to get a mild gel polish smell, but there was no like strong hits you as soon as you open the bottle type thing. Also, the inhibition layer, which is the stickiness that is left behind by a lot of gel polishes, is very minimal. There is a slight one, as you saw me show before. That's why I was kind of tapping the nail, but it comes right off and it's really not difficult to get off at all. So we went ahead and we applied the really beautiful burgundy plum color to the middle and the thumb. And then I decided that I wanted to make the nails matte. So what I did was I started with the gray nails and I just applied a matte coat to the gray nails for now, because I wanted to go in with some nail art, and I wanted the nail art to stick out against the gray background. So I decided to make them matte so that when I applied the designs, they would be more noticeable and shiny. And one thing with matte top coats that you really want to make sure that you get the entire nail. So if there are any flaws in your base color coat or whatever your base coat is, make sure that you either use a base coat before you do your matte top coat, or that you really scrub the matte top coat into the nail before doing a final pass, so that you can really make sure that the matte top coat is covering every part of the nail, or you're gonna end up with like weird shiny spots. So that's just a tip from, you know, what I've noticed in doing the matte top coats. So as you can see, I'm beginning to draw some lines. I was going for like a rose kind of effect, like a vine, not necessarily like a rose bush, but just you know, kind of like a woody, sticky type of plant. You know, I guess like a rose bush when it's not in bloom. So I'm doing that with the burgundy shade again, and I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm going to do all of the branches on the nails first, and then we'll go ahead and go in and we'll work on the leaves. So now that we have our base and we have our branches, we're gonna go in with a dotting tool and pick up some of the burgundy color, and we're just going to strategically, you know, place like little dots of the burgundy color down. This was kind of an experiment for me because I have never done this type of design where I was making leaves before, especially leaves this tiny. So please excuse this part of the video. where I did not get a close-up shot, I do give you a really good look of how I did it on the other nails later on, but this was kind of just like my practice run, but I still wanted to show it. So basically what I did was, as I said, I put a little bit of the burgundy color on the nails using the dotting end of my brush, and then I used the lining end to kind of draw the color upward into the leaf shape. Now I am going to zoom in a moment and give you a better look at how I did it. It was a very successful first attempt, so please, if you're watching this and you're just getting into nail art, or you haven't tried a lot of different things and this is a design that you'd like to try, try it out. Like I said, this was the first nail was like the first attempt for me. And then I kind of just went with it from there. But don't be afraid to try new things. Just because you don't know how to do them, you will learn. Here, this was my first time, and this is like one of the first times that I didn't look it up in order to, see how other people did it. I was just kind of like, well, okay, this first thing didn't work. What if I just apply it with a dotting tool and then I use my brush to pull it out? And as you can see, that was the trick that did it for me. So I want to hopefully be an inspiration to somebody else that's starting out at home as a do-it-yourselfer, or maybe someone that's an aspiring nail tech like me, because at some point I would love to get my license and do this for a living. But as of right now, because I am not licensed, I am just a do-it-yourselfer. Here we are, we're on the last nail, and this is probably my favorite one. I think I just really like how I did it from the cuticle down rather than from the free edge up. I think this is also one of my favorite nail sets that I've done. It is just so simple and elegant, and all the little details that I put into it definitely just really complemented each other, and I'm so glad that it turned out the way that it did. So a few more things about these products. These gel polishes are very easy to work with. They're very easy to work with each other. I had no issues applying the burgundy shade to the top of the matte top coat, even though it is from a different brand. So they definitely work well with other products. Also, I did not have any issues with curing or anything of that nature. These colors were very nicely pigmented, and I really liked the application process. I had no issues with that at all. And I love how, even though this is their fall collection, that they offered shades that were also kind of like moving into, like the cold, more winter tones. So in all, I'm very happy with this kit. I'm definitely very happy with the colors. I haven't had a chance to yet, but I'm really hoping that they have this burgundy shade and this gray in a full size, but I have to look into that still. If they do, when I'm doing the description for this video, I will go ahead and leave it down below. So for the middle and the thumb, I decided to do a plaid design. It did not exactly come out looking extra plaid, because I forgot that when you do a plaid design, there's usually like a really light shaded shade in the background as well. And I did not do it that way, but I still think that you get the idea that it's supposed to be a plaid design. And we're also going to go in after I'm done and put a matte top coat on it as well, because I really wanted the bushes and the branches to be like the main thing about this nail set that drew your eye. I did not want to take away from it by leaving the plaid shiny, so we did matte those as well. And basically what I did was I did a couple of different lines in varying thickness, so that you got the plaid effect. I did a couple of thick ones, a couple of thin ones, and that's pretty much how I did my plaid design. I think that this came out super cute, and as it was the first time that I had tried to do a plaid design, I definitely want to experiment with that further moving forward, especially since, you know, the winter season is approaching quickly. I know we're only in the middle of October, but you know, before you know it, fall's over and winter is here, and then it becomes the longest 5 months of my life. Fall is definitely my favorite season. I'm from New England originally, and I no longer live there, but I know growing up in New England, there's just something about the rate and the way that the leaves change on the trees that is absolutely stunning. There's just nothing to me like a New England fall. The trees just happen to change all at the same time. And it's just the way that they change, there's just nothing like it. So fall's always been my favorite time of year. Not too hot, not too cold. And myself, I'm not really a pumpkin pie kind of girl, but I am an apple cider and an apple pie kind of girl. So, you know, that leaves me like somewhere right in the middle, I guess. So this nail set was definitely one of my favorites. I think that I already mentioned that, but I'm gonna say it again because I was absolutely floored with how this design came out. The products made this design so easy to achieve. As you can see, the gel polishes just go on effortlessly. The pigmentation was just definitely one of the highlights of this gray polish. There were no streaking issues. There was no issue with like excessive air bubbles. So as you can see, we have finished our plaid design on the index and the thumb, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go in with my matte top coat. I apologize. I've been having a little bit of like heaviness, so I might be breathing a little bit heavy and I might be taking bigger pauses in between me talking. I do apologize for that. With the fall season comes my fall allergies once again. You guys are probably going to get so sick of me talking about my allergies all the time, but excuse them, they're here. So yeah, but here we are. We're just going to make sure that we get every inch of the nail with the matte top coat because we don't want any little spots of shiny to show through. And here are all of the nails. I absolutely love this design. This is just so cute. Now here I was just deciding which shade of the rhinestones I wanted to go with, and I picked some really sparkly gunmetal ones from Macart that came in one of my Your Nail Lab boxes. And I'm also going to be using the Macart rhinestone glue. And basically what I did was I just took my dotting tool. Please excuse the pinky, I know it's a little messy, but it was kind of my experiment nail before moving forward with the rest of the design. And all we're going to do is just take the dotting tool and decide where we're going to put our rhinestones. And we're just going to make little dots of the rhinestone glue. I feel like this is honestly the best way for me to do it because if not, I end up with lines of rhinestone glue all over the nail and then I have to wipe it and start over, or it makes a mess and then it doesn't always cover up with the top coat. So using the dotting tool to apply the rhinestone glue is definitely the easiest way for me to do it. Then using a wax pencil, I'm just going to pick up the rhinestones and place them on the dots of the glue. And then I'm going to go ahead and cure that for 30 seconds in my nail lamp. So as you can notice, I'm kind of like placing the glue for the rhinestones down, and then I lift up my dotting tool and kind of make like a circular motion, and that's just an attempt to keep the rhinestone glue that is still attached to the dotting tool and the nail at the same time in that one area, so that when it detaches, it doesn't end up somewhere else on the nail. And again, on this and the index finger, I'm just placing the rhinestone glue in several different spots. And then I'm gonna go ahead, excuse me, and attach my rhinestones. I feel like I picked the perfect shade of rhinestone for this nail set. They were not so gray that they blended in with the background. And I feel like the gunmetal and the amount of sparkle on them was just enough for this set that it didn't overpower the rest of the design. And it really gave the branches, you know, the attention that they deserved in this nail set, which is what I wanted to begin with. You know, as I said, I didn't want to overpower the branches and the leaves in this design. A big thank you to Nailwind. I really enjoyed working with these products. I definitely will be looking into purchasing some full-size bottles, which I hope are available. Again, like I said, I'm not sure at the time of this voiceover, but I will be looking into it, and any information pertaining to that I will leave in the description box below, along with the link to their Amazon storefront and these polishes in general. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this nail set. I really love how this came out. These nails are absolutely gorgeous, and I think that they are beautiful and elegant, and the branches on the matte background just really stuck out exactly how I wanted it to. As always, please be kind to yourself, be kind to others, take care of yourself, and I hope that you'll join me for another video.